A lot of mathematical calculations can be done very easily in Java. Usually, we pass an argument list to the function for the calculation. Arguments are values that are passed to a function that are necessary for the calculation. Let's look at a few basic math functions. Math.pow stands for power. So in this case, it would give you p to the power of q. sqrt stands for square root. It returns the positive square root of a number. cbrt stands for cube root. It returns the positive cube root of a number. Here are some more examples of using the mathematical functions. Note that for all of these math functions, input and output data type can be either long, float, int, or double. Also, you note how the variables have been declared and initialized. A few more mathematical functions. Math.min returns the minimum of two values. Math.max returns the maximum of the two values. Math.abs, which returns the absolute value of the given argument, which is the value without the sign. Here are some examples of how to use them in your code by declaring the variables, and how these math functions also can be used for long, float, int, or double data types. Next set of functions for rounding the numbers, rounding the floating point numbers. You have ceil, which returns the nearest next or upper side integer value. Floor, which returns the nearest previous integer value. And round, which returns the nearest integer value. Let's look at a few examples which demonstrate the difference between floor, ceiling, and round. Remember, floor is the number which is lower than the given number, lowest integer. Ceiling is the highest integer, and rounding is the closest integer. Math.pi. This is a constant value. Unlike a formula, this is the constant that are used for calculations, like to find out the perimeter of a circle, an area of a circle, etc. So the way you use it is math.pi. Notice that pi is written in capital into R for an area. In Java, you can also generate a random number. Every time you call it, every time a new random number is generated. So you use math.random. You notice it doesn't take any arguments at all. And it always returns a positive number which is between 0 and 1. Generating a random number within a range. First, figure out the min and the max values of the range, and then define the range. Range is max minus min plus 1. And then use this to generate a random number. So you can use the math.random function and multiply the value that you get with the range.